Hi there, founders. Welcome to another episode of Founderama Show. Okay, so a few years back, and you probably, if you've been following me, if you've been watching my videos, you probably already know this story. But I think it's very relevant today for today's topic. And so I'm just going to go through that story again. So a few years ago, one of the businesses that a startup that then became a business that I founded and invested in, and of course, took it to from a two-person kind of business to a 50, 60 team business doing $1 million in revenue, five offices around the world. Yeah, it was quite a success story. But one day, just out of the blue, um, things just crashed, right? So this was around the time Google Panda update came. And if you've been affected by that at that time, you know what I'm talking about. From so prorating it, just as a prorating numbers. Imagine this. So we were making $1 million a year. It went down overnight to, I would say, $5,000 a year, which is zero, right? So anyway, at that time, I tried to run that business out of my own pocket, paying the teams and everything for about 8 months, which meant that I got into serious debt. I lost all my savings, and and the money that I made from a previous exit. So I had an exit at that time, exited a software platform, and got a good payday. All that, everything got. But anyway, I then sort of rebounded from that. And in about 2, 3, 4 years, I managed to make our first $1 million again. I managed to hire back about 70% of the people, 60 to 70% of the people that I had to let go, and so on and so forth. But anyway, how did I do that? Lots of things, of course, lots of things. And, and in different videos, I will explore the different factors, the different strategies, the different steps that enabled me to overcome that and to rise from the ashes like a phoenix, and so on. But one of the factors was my purpose, my why, as Simon Sinek says, why, right? So that is the topic for today. I want to talk about finding your why as a founder, because it was my why, my thought process, finding my why, articulating my why, and then embracing it, believing in it. That's one of the factors that helped me as a founder and a business person, entrepreneur, rebound and from ashes, rise up, and so on. So it's a very important topic. And yes, a lot of people have been talking about the why. Simon Sinek, of course, made that popular, but the why has been around for thousands of years, right? It is the purpose. And even in the medieval ages, even before Christ, BC, people used to talk in Roman times, in Greek times, if you go back all the way to Sanskrit and the Indus Valley civilization and the Indian epics, the why was a huge thing. If you look at the Bhagavad Gita, which is an epic text, in fact, the whole thing is centered around the why. So, connecting with your purpose to stay motivated and driven. Your why is the reason behind your actions, the driving force that keep you pushing forward even in the face of challenges, right? So your why is not just, okay, why are you doing a job? To make money so I can pay my bills. Yes, that's a why, but that's not a real why. That is a peripheral why, and it could change. Imagine if you won a lottery that paid you, I don't know, $10,000 a month, every month for the next 30 years, right? No more, no less, right? What would you then do? You don't need to pay your bills now. That $10,000 is good enough. Yeah, inflation, blah, blah, blah. Forget all that, right? Then what would you do, right? So your why is the core why. And so we're going to look at some practical strategies for connecting with your purpose to stay motivated and driven. Now, first of all, we need to know the importance of finding your why, right? Strengthening motivation and drive. Why do we need to do that? So that we can stay focused. Connecting with your why helps you stay focused on what truly matters, even when faced with obstacles and setbacks. Now, what truly matters in this context, we're talking about your why as a founder. Of course, there are different whys, right? There is the life why. But right now, maybe that's a topic for another day. And most of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, they're going to apply for that too. But this is more in the context of you being a founder and your startup. And when I say startup, replace that with your business, right? Startup is nothing but a business. So when you're faced with obstacles and setbacks, which you will in your entrepreneurial journey, in your business, in your startup, as a founder, as a co-founder, as someone who runs a business, you're gonna have obstacles every single day. And having a why will help you stay focused. It'll foster resilience, right? So a clear sense of purpose can build resilience, enabling you to bounce back from failures and persist in the face of adversity. Now, without having a why, the moment something comes up, a challenge, a setback, a problem, an issue, you know what? You might just actually contemplate jumping ship or giving up or quitting and all these things. But having a purpose, you're going to put through that. You're going to persevere. You're going to have resilience, enhanced decision making. Understanding your why can help you guide your decisions and keep you aligned with your values and long-term goals. So without having a purpose, without having a why, you know what? You will not have, first of all, your values will come under question. And again, this is in context of you being a founder of a business and all that, right? But as a founder, doesn't mean just this business. For example, me, I'm a founder. Yes, I have several businesses. So when I look at myself as a founder, I'm not referring to any particular business. I need to have skills, and I need to have a purpose. I need to have all these things as a founder, irrespective of whether I'm the founder of a single business or multiple businesses, right? So being a founder, that's a role in life. That is a divine role. Trust me, it is one of the best roles that you can ever play in life, right? Starting, of course, with your family, being a spouse or a lover or whatever. And then you have being a dad or a mom, being a brother or a sister, being a best friend, all those. And then, of course, being a founder. Yeah. Okay. So your values, your long-term goals, they're all they become enhanced if you have a purpose, if you have the why. Okay. So building a strong startup culture. By having a why, you attract like-minded individuals, right? So when you articulate your why, you then attract the right kind of team members and partners who share your vision and values, because a vision and values coming from a purpose/why, they will attract like-minded individuals. And when like-minded individuals, and when I say like-minded, it's not just about technology. It's not about, yeah, let's do this business. Yeah, I'm also interested in business. No, you are all interested in that purpose, right? Or a variation of that. Then it makes for stronger teams. It makes for success. And you will notice, if you look back and look at the most successful ventures, it was always people that came together that had a common purpose. Yep. Inspire your team. A compelling purpose can inspire your team and increase engagement, motivation, and productivity. So what that means is, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone who joins your company has to have the same purpose. No. But then, as you start taking team members in, your clearly articulated why, your sense of purpose, which is clear, right? And it's not just money making, right? If your purpose is only to increase the revenues, then God help you, because that's going to be disaster, right? So that will inspire your team, and it'll help them see the purpose and maybe embrace it. Of course, they can have their own purposes, but they can also have this as one of their purposes. Foster loyalty. When team members feel connected to a larger purpose, they're more likely to remain loyal and committed to the organization. So in this case, it's a startup. And loyalty, irrespective of what they say, you know what, it's a new age kind of a thing. People fancy. They say, wow, you don't need to be loyal to anything, right? Your skills speak for themselves. You get paid for your skills, and you don't need to be loyal to a company, blah blah blah. But you know what? I think that is a myth. That is a mistake. Loyalty exists. Loyalty should exist. Loyalty is fundamental to humanity, to our enterprises, and so on. So, yeah, having a team that is loyal to, I'm not saying you, so this is not about dictatorship, loyal to the purpose, because your startup exists for that purpose, right? Hoping that is the case. Okay, strategies for connecting with your purpose. First of all, reflect on your values and passions. So, identify your core values. What values are most important to you and how they align with your startup's mission? So, this is where you need to be clear. You can have a set of values as a human being, and then you can have a subset of values as a founder. And hopefully, some or most of them align, right? Because some may not align with a startup. For instance, I might say that one of my values is education, right? I feel like I'm an educator, and I love sharing information, sharing knowledge, sharing experiences. And looking back, most of my businesses, I've always run them as as education companies rather than whatever companies they are. For instance, a branding agency that has been around for the last 25, maybe more years, has always been an education company, not a branding company or a design company. So it was an education company first and then design company next. And just to clarify what that may mean is that right from the beginning, when I got a project, yes, we would do the design work, but we were always trying to help the client with something more, understanding branding and things like that. And then, of course, later on, I made hundreds of videos and I've written hundreds of articles. And so, okay. So now that's one of my values, right? But suppose I start, it's hard because whatever I start will have that value. But there may be a startup where that value may not be important. It may not align. Maybe there's no need to educate. There's no need to do anything. But I doubt that. But let's say then I can pick some other value. It could be integrity. It could be family values, whatever, right? So identify your core values. Explore your passions. What activities and pursuits make you feel most energized and fulfilled? How can these passions contribute to your startup success? Yes, very, very important. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that if you enjoy photography, you then go and start a photography-based startup. You can, but not necessary, right? However, what is photography, right? So what is the passion? It's creativity. Photography is a self-expression. It's about capturing the moment. There's lots and lots of attributes to why you may love photography. Then those can align with a startup that you start. Because then what happens is it won't be work. It will be a hobby. It will be passion. You will love it, right? And you know what they say, right? When you love something, it doesn't feel like work. Look for patterns, right? Identify common themes and patterns in your values and passions to help uncover your deeper purpose. Yes, finding your purpose is not an easy thing. In fact, as far as I know, 95% of people don't know what their purpose is in life. They don't. They think they do. They think that running the startup, getting it to Series A, making $10 million or $100 million, buying that boat, cruising the Mediterranean, they're not purpose. They're all goals, right? They're goals. They're short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. But a purpose is completely different. Completely different. So if you're finding it hard to find your why do I exist, right? As a founder, then yeah, you got to go through this. Try to identify themes and patterns in things you've done in the past, things that you enjoyed, things you were good at, things that people appreciated you for, and then find a common pattern and say, it is this value. It is this purpose that I always was attracted to, right? Okay. Then develop your personal mission statement, right? It should be a concise, powerful statement that captures your why and serves as a constant reminder of your purpose. And listen, when you're creating this, read it out. And if you feel like it is tied to something that you're doing right now, change that wording, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't. Look, if your startup is about photography and one of your values is creativity and your purpose is to foster creativity, to help this world become more creative because creativity fosters love, whatever. You may have all these feelings, right? Then okay, yeah, you could use that. That's fine, but be careful, right? Don't tie it to something that you're doing right now. And it has to be simple, it has to be clear, and it has to be powerful. Then share your mission, right? So share your personal mission statement with your team, advisors, and stakeholders to foster alignment and commitment. Don't use it as something to brag or to be condescending, to be righteous, to say, I am better than you. No. Use it as a tagline. And once you're a team member or you're recruiting somebody or you're trying to partner with somebody, after a few conversations, just as a side note, by the way, I just wanted to let you know this is my personal statement, or you could call it this is my personal mission. And just wanted to share that with you because we may potentially work together and, that kind of a thing. Review and refine, right? So revisit and refine your mission statement regularly to ensure it remains relevant and meaningful as you grow and evolve. So, okay, this might be a little conflicting because you might say, well, purpose, how could your purpose change? Well, that's why I said purpose as a founder, right? Now, it's not changing. It's about maybe refining it, okay? So that it's relevant and meaningful, because at the end of the day, this is not about, a tablet or a set in stone. That's why it's called set in stone, because it cannot be changed. No, it's not about that. Okay. Your personal life purpose, maybe that is set in stone. Even that has an opportunity to change as you grow, as you mature, as life teaches you a lot of lessons, right? As you find love, you lose love, you find friends, you find betrayal, loyalty, all these things, happiness, sadness, you change, and therefore your purpose can change. So be aware of that, understand the true meaning of that. Keep your why front and center, right? So have visual reminders of your mission statement as to your why in your workspace to keep it on top of mind. So on your desk, maybe as a screensaver, or I don't know, as a plaque, get a plaque made. Do it. It's okay. Get a plaque made, put it on your desk, and so on. Daily reflection. Set aside time each day to reflect on your why and its connection to your current tasks and goals. Okay, this may be a little difficult to do. If daily is difficult, do weekly, right? I used to do daily, now I do weekly. So Fridays is my reflection day. I don't work on Fridays, but I do. So when I say I don't work on Fridays, I don't just spend the entire Friday, binging on Netflix or drinking beer or anything of that sort. No, what I do Fridays is family chores, things that I need to do for my family. I do those, but also if I need to take important calls, sometimes I make an exception for some special clients and partners. But also I reflect on, yes, the different startups, the different businesses, the different ventures I am in, the different investments I've made, the different clients I work with. And then I look at my overall purpose and what's happening. Am I deviating from that and all that? So yeah, that's very important. Incorporate your purpose. Integrate your why into team meetings, planning sessions, and other activities to keep it at the forefront of your startup's culture. Now, be careful with this, yeah? So this is not about a dictatorial kind of rubbing it in their faces kind of situation. No, that's why I said integrate, right? Incorporate and integrate. Find ways to integrate the core essence of your why, right? Not just using that as the opening line for every meeting. Okay, people will get sick and tired of that. The power of purpose-driven action. Why? Why do we need to have a purpose? Because it will increase fulfillment, right? Connecting with your why can lead to a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in your work because it's not meaningless work. It has a purpose, right? And what is that purpose? Exactly, your why, right? Enhanced performance. Purpose-driven founders and teams are more likely to perform at their best and achieve outstanding results. Trust me. Ever since I found my why, and my performance, it's gone through the roof, and it's not work. It's just I love doing what I do, right? Long-term success. A strong sense of purpose can fuel sustainable growth and success in your startup. All right, inspiring others with your why. Share your journey. Share your experiences and insights about finding your why with fellow founders, team members, and partners to inspire and encourage them on their journey. Like do it on LinkedIn or Twitter. Come to Founderama, right? When the doors open next month. Join as a founder or join as a mentor. But share. You can share your journey of your why and encourage others how to find their why. Offer guidance and mentorships to others in the startup world who is struggling to connect with their own purpose. You can do that on Founderama. Build a purpose-driven community, which is what I'm doing right now. Foster a community of like-minded individuals who are passionate about their why and committed to making a difference. And that is the community of your startup. And if you remember one of the videos, I think it was 2-3 weeks back, I was talking about what you need to do for a successful startup. And one of those slides was about building a community with a common purpose around your startup. And that's what this is about. Okay, look, this is a very deep topic, right? This is a very deep topic, and I could literally talk for hours, but I won't. And I just wanted to introduce it to you from a fresh perspective. You already know all these things. I'm just sharing my stories. But listen, look. Come to Founderama, right? Join Founderama. It's free to join. And then, you know what? Try and find your why. If you already have a why, share that and then see what others say about it. See if there are others who also resonate with that, and you become friends and you share stories and you support each other. There's a lot going on the Founderama network, and you know what? And your why is one of the biggest things. Of course, Founderama community is also about startup funding and facilitating that, and I do a lot of workshops and all that. But one of the core tenets is helping you find your why as a founder and then capitalize on that. All right. If you are struggling with this, let me know. If you already have a why, leave a comment below. Let's start a debate. Let's start a conversation here. And if you have any questions, just DM me on LinkedIn or Twitter, and I'll try and give you my 2 cents, all right? And like I said, don't forget, join Founderama, all right? I'll talk to you soon.